The pros and the cons of working as a remote high ticket closer. What do you need to know before jumping too deep into the industry? Let's talk about it. What's going on, guys? Aaron here, coming at you live once again from the Remote Closing Academy YouTube channel. Welcome or welcome back. And guys, just like any job out there, there's going to be some really awesome things and some really not so awesome things. Now, the pros and cons, a lot of this is going to be my own personal experiences and also talking to other buddies in the high ticket space. But even when I think about it, like the cons aren't necessarily cons. They're kind of just like shifting your mindset, but you guys will see here in a second. So before we move too much further, as always, make sure down below there's that little red button, click the subscribe button, notification bell right next to that to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video here on the channel about closing, sales, making money online, everything of the sort. So let's jump into pro number one. So this one's pretty obvious, but pro number one is the fact that you get to work remote. You get to work wherever you want from your laptop, right? I know you've probably heard of like the laptop lifestyle and, working remote, even though like over the past couple of years, it's become a little bit more normal to be able to work remote. But a lot of times, like when you do work remote, right, for like say a corporate company, you're still kind of constrained as to like the hours that you work and specifically where you live. And you have to, sometimes commute for, one time a week to actually come into the office. This is just completely remote. There's actually one guy that I know lives in a completely different country every single month. So I think this month he's in like Colombia. Next month he's going to be in South Africa. The next I think, the month after that he might be coming back to like the US, San Diego, and like staying in the States for a little bit, and then the UK, and then just all these different places. So if you are really looking for that ability to literally pick up, move wherever you want, within reason, right? You wouldn't want to be in a time zone that can't take the calls that you have to take, to be a remote high ticket closer. But yeah, that's pro number one. You get to be remote. Now, I was going to go through like all the pros and all the cons, but I just figured, hey, let's like flip flop so it doesn't end on just all the negative things. So moving on to con number one is the fact that it takes hard work. And the reason I say it's not necessarily a con is because some people like hard work, right? But a lot of people, 99% of people, don't want to put in the work that it takes to actually see success as a high ticket closer. So that's why I wanted to put it a little bit more on the con list. After doing some research for this video specifically, I've seen a couple of videos out there where people think that high ticket closing is a scam because the ads that they see make it seem like it's really simple, but you'll never hear us see, on the front end or on the back end that it's something that is easy or simple or, something to make money quick online. So again, not necessarily a con, but you kind of have to have a mindset shift if you are someone that's like, no, I don't want to do anything. And I'm, not saying I was going to use the word lazy, but if you don't want to put in the work, don't become a high ticket closer. I'll leave it there. So jumping into pro number two is the fact that you are growing a skill that you can use literally for the rest of your life. Now, if you ask any billionaire, millionaire out there, like what are one of the most, valuable skills that you have in your arsenal? And every single time they will tell you sales, because sales, I think a lot of people have this like negative idea about sales and that it's this bad thing. And, it's this sleazy car salesman type thing and they don't want to get into sales. But because it has that connotation, it keeps people away from jumping into the industry. But sales, all it really is, guys, is a very high level of communication, right? Being able to ask questions, the right questions, good questions that ultimately help that person on the other end make a really positive decision for themselves. If you have that negative kind of viewpoint of sales, it's such a valuable skill. So whether you use it right now to build out your experience or build out your portfolio or your career within the high ticket space, yeah, that's cool. You can sell for those offers, but knowing how to sell could help you do anything down the road, whether you wanted to start your own business, honestly, really anything where you have to have, that really high level of communication to get your way, essentially. Now, hopping over to con number two is that a lot of times these positions or the good positions are going to have a little bit of a higher barrier to entry. Now, keep in mind, this isn't really any different from something you might be used to, let's say like the corporate world or any company, right? You're not going to just come into a company and just be at the top and, be this like superior person. You got to come in maybe a little bit more, entry level, mid-level, and then work your way up into that. There's no difference with high ticket closing. if you do have closing experience, of course, you're going to be able to come in as a closer and then work a little bit higher into the company. But if you don't have any experience at all and you're like, well, I have to start as an appointment setter, that's completely fine, because I don't know if you saw the last video, but somewhere on screen, I'll click, it just goes over like what high ticket closing is and how the economics work and things like that. But again, it's really nothing different than what you're probably used to if you've come from the corporate world. Hopping back to the pro side, we have pro number 3, which is you have no expenses or very little expenses. Now, when I say very little to no expenses, I'm taking a comparison over to, let's say you're currently or thinking about either starting a marketing agency, doing affiliate marketing, drop shipping, Amazon FBA, FBA, starting any sort of consultancy or business or just agency in general. You're always going to have some sort of expenses, and they're going to be pretty high up there, right? Like, this is what we always tell everyone. If your goal is to come in and make anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 a month, and that's like what you're trying to do, why not start in an industry where you can pretty much take all that home cash, build up that war chest of cash, and then be able to build a business down the road, as opposed to starting, you're looking at giving up 30, 40, 50, 60% of the money that you make back into the business. And you continue to do that over and over and over again. But I mean, like I said, if as long as you have the expectations correct and you know that money is going to be going out every single month, that's fine. But again, if you are looking for, the simplest way to just, come in, work for 5 hours a day, and then just not worry about employees, worry about building funnels, worry about inventory, worrying about the back and forth with different teammates, things like that, you might want to look a little bit more into the high ticket closing realm. Now, jumping into con number 3, the last con we have for this video, is that it takes discipline, and you need to be disciplined in order to see success. And you might be saying, well, Aaron, like your first one that you talked about was like hard work. Isn't that kind of the same? Yes and no. When I'm talking about discipline, it's kind of like taking the first thing that we said in the pros, right? It's a remote role, but you also, because you're technically like you're a 1099 employee in most circumstances, is yes, you get to make your schedule. Yes, you get to work whenever you want, but you still need to make sure that you're disciplined in order to make the money that you want, right? So even though it is a remote opportunity, if you're wanting to make and be in that high level of making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a month cash every single month, you're not just gonna be able to go, partying every single night and sleeping until 10 a.m. and doing all these things that don't make you a high performer. In order to be disciplined and in order to see that high level of success as being a remote closer, you just need to be able to do the things that you tell yourself going to do, that you're going to do, that you tell others that you're going to do, and just have a little bit of discipline, even though you have the freedoms of being a remote closer, making your hours, all that good stuff. Now, guys, I couldn't end it on a con, so I went ahead and added one more pro to the 4th pro of remote high ticket closing, is that this is a brand new opportunity. Now, that sounds like very MLM-y, like, oh, get it on the ground level. But at the same time, this is something that there's a good chance that you haven't really learned about this. I mean, there's thousands upon thousands of videos of creating a marketing agency and thousands of videos of, how to build an Amazon FBA business, or, affiliate marketing, or how to be a consultant, or how to be a coach. But there's very few videos about how to be a remote high ticket closer in a $3.2 billion, that's with a B, $billion industry. So if you can jump in on this opportunity now, make money for the next 3 to 4 years as it's starting to, grow, in the next 4 years or so, this is going to be a very, very saturated market, exactly like Amazon FBA, like drop shipping, like affiliate marketing, like building a marketing agency, all of these things. So if you were even someone that's even remotely interested, fully pun intended, remotely interested in jumping into this opportunity that allows you to make, $10,000 to $40,000 a month, as long as you're able to be disciplined, as long as you're willing to work hard, I'm gonna go ahead and leave a link down below this video that is just gonna bring you through the entire process of what remote closing is. It's a video by Cole, one of my partners here at Closers.io. I'm actually the owner of the company as well. That goes over how he, started as a broke bartender making like $1,500 a month, and how he made his first $30,000 a month, and then thereafter $40,000 every single month, month after month, by taking advantage of being a remote high ticket closer. So that's pretty much it, guys. So again, link down there should be like the first link in the description. If you aren't already subscribed to this channel, make sure to click the little sub button down below. Also the bell icon next to that to get notified every single time we upload a brand new video here on the channel. And leave a like. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the video. Do you want to be a remote closer? What's currently holding you back? What do you think overall about the video? So anyway, guys, Aaron here from the Remote Closing Academy. Signing off. We'll see you guys on the next video. Talk soon. Peace.